What's up, guys? It's your boy Spider Productions here. Today I'm here to watch a new Rockstars video on the Thor Love and Thunder trailer breakdown reaction. I've watched this guy's channel. Shout out to New Rockstars. I've watched their channel periodically from time to time. Sometimes I don't watch it that much, but also shout out to The Real Rejects. I've seen what he says based on their reactions to his channel. But then I was like, you know what? I might as well react to it. I was going to do it when No Way Home came out, but then I was like, I didn't feel like it. And then when Moon Knight came out, I wasn't sure. But now that this is out, I said, why not? Like, I might as well do it. So, also was a good day because I bought the Jane Foster action figure that was recently shown on Instagram. On Instagram, they Hasbro released an image of the figure, and I was able to find it on the internet, and I was able to buy it. So hopefully it'll be here sometime next week. So that's an ironic time to have bought that figure the day the trailer comes out. So yeah, I like his country shirt. But yeah, so I want to see what his thoughts are. Like I said, I read a little bit of Jane Foster as Thor in the comics. When she apparently in the comics she was diagnosed with cancer, and she takes chemotherapy in order to help her basically heal from the cancer. Like, it helps stabilize her. But when she becomes Thor, every time she becomes Thor, her transformation into Thor slows down the progress of the chemotherapy and keeps making her weak every time she uses the powers. So she's basically almost on the brink of death every time she puts it on because she has cancer. So I don't know if they're going to do that storyline in the MCU. Probably not. They're probably going to use a different version. But it would be interesting if they did do that. So we'll see. But I'm curious what he has to say about the trailer, and I'm also curious what his thoughts on Jane Foster so far. So why not? Let's check it out.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Boss, and Thor Love and Thunder dropped a trailer. Finally, we didn't know if we were going to get one before Multiverse of Madness, but here it is. And you know the drill. I'm going to react to it, probably overreact to it a bit, then give you some initial first impressions, and then tomorrow will be my in-depth frame-by-frame breakdown of this bad boy. But let's give it a look-see here.
I might as well see his reaction. So we'll see the breakdown later.
Ooh, very Simba montage. Who is he planting it?
I need to figure out exactly who I am.
Oh, love that they're using it. We're probably going to have to drop this audio so we don't get flagged, but I mean, they should have used the Adam Scott version from Step Brothers. I'm loving the look of this. It's so colorful. Whoa! I love it!
I'm wondering if that's heaven. I think it is, but I'm not entirely sure.
Zeus? Confirmed?
That is Zeus? It might be.
That's straight from, that's from the comics. I've seen that before.
You ever feel lost?
Political turmoil in Asgard?
It's so ridiculous.
Just listening.
Their banter is gonna be great.
Oh, that's it?
Star-Lord and Thor,
Okay.
their banter is gonna be great.
Oh, damn.
Her
Whoa.
outfit looks awesome. I like
Okay,
her
alright.
look.
So we get the Jane Foster reveal. No Gore the God Butcher yet. Just some evidence of his crimes. Interesting move, I gotta
Yeah.
say. Because obviously, seeing Christian Bale in that look, hearing his voice, seeing his weapon, is obviously the big question at the moment. And
Yeah.
while I would have loved to get this teaser way earlier, I am someone who prefers trailers to just give us a sense of the tone and the vibe of the movie. As
I like that they gave him.
all the big
I like that they
reveals,
gave him
spoilers
this
in the trailer.
outfit.
Like, one of my
It's
favorite
awesome.
thought experiments with Thor Ragnarok is to go back and look at that movie if Hulk was not in the first trailer, and if we had no idea that Hulk was going to be in that movie. What an insane surprise it would have been to see him burst into that
That is true.
gladiator arena.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love the song choice of this trailer. Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child O' Mine. Now, while reacting, yeah, you heard me say my favorite cover of that is Adam Scott and Katherine Hahn and their kids as Step Brothers. The lyrics of this song reference again and again the imagery of blue eyes, fresh as a bright blue sky, which I cannot help but draw a connection with James Gunn's opening track for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Mr. Blue Sky. Also, look at the imagery here. Thor's eyes look way bluer than they normally
Yeah, they do.
Something is going on.
Because his new eyeball was
Back in that,
orange,
totally,
and
this
now
is
it's
absolutely
blue.
a
I had
reset
that question
character
too.
After Avengers Endgame and after the events of Ragnarok. Ragnarok completely changed the status quo for every Asgardian. And now it looks like Thor is just retiring from his life as the ruler of Asgard and from being an Avenger. He now just wants to be this space pirate along with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, what draws him back into it? Well, we don't meet Gore in this trailer, but we do see some evidence of his crimes. There's a shot of a giant corpse in the mountain snow. This is actually directly from the comics. This is Algar,
really?
the behemoth.
Wow. That's awesome. Like I said, it's been a minute since I actually read this book. But I completely forgot about that. Because I know, like I said, Gore, if you haven't noticed this, spoilers. If you don't want to know based on the comic book spoilers, get out of here. But what I'm saying is that in the comic, Gore would send these creatures, these like minions that he created with whatever energy he has, and they would just go and kill certain gods or whatever. And Thor would go to these planets and keep fighting these creatures, and he would take out the creatures. It would be a hard fight, but he keeps taking out the creatures. But I forgot that creature was in the book. And that's literally a direct from this. That's awesome. It's literally the same thing. Literally the same thing. Wow. That is amazing. It's just this time, you know, obviously Thor is in his, like, I guess modernized version of his fit and still had Mjolnir, and he had the wing-tipped helmet. Whereas this one, he's more of the Viking, has Stormbreaker, and he's with Korg. Interesting. That's awesome. I like that. I like that.
And it's part of the God Butcher arc by Jason Aaron. This is when Thor is investigating all the different gods across the universe who have shown up slaughtered. They're being killed by Gore. Now, who is Gore? If this is the first time you're watching a Thor 4 video, I'll give you a brief recap. Gore is called Gore the God Butcher. He carries a sword called All Black, the Necrosword. He wants to slaughter all gods, because when he prayed to the gods to save him and his family ended up dead. So that makes Thor and all the other
Because I was trying to remember why, because it had been a minute since I read that book. So, okay. So, yeah, because I briefly remember him having a son, I think. So he was praying to the gods to want his family to be saved, him and his family to be saved, but the gods didn't help, and his family just died. So he just grew angry and vengeful to gods, and then when he got that, what did he call it? The something sword?
It's a sword called All Black, the Necrosword.
The All Black Necrosword. Once he got the All Black Necrosword, it just like infused with his body, I guess, and then he used that sword to go create minions to kill all the gods, because he doesn't believe they actually do what they're supposed to do, and that's pray to them, they help you. Because if I remember, I think there was a comic where in the comic there was in this storyline there was people praying for their god to show up, but instead Thor heard the prayer and he went and helped this planet. And when they were talking about how that he knew the god of this planet and he didn't show up, he was confused, and that's when he started his investigation. Okay, so I wonder if they're going to do that this time. Maybe not, but who knows.
Sword. He wants to slaughter all gods, because when he prayed to the gods to save him and his family ended up dead. So that makes Thor and all the other Asgardians and everyone else who has the ranking of God in the universe a target that he uses this sword to kill. And the sword is super mystical, super powerful. In Marvel Comics lore, it is the sword that was used to behead the Celestial Nowhere that gave us that planet. Now, we're not sure what the power scale will be in the MCU, but why not make this sword capable of killing the Celestial? We just met the Celestials in Eternals. And if it could kill this giant mountainous behemoth, the more dangerous and scarier they can make this weapon, the better this movie's going to be. Now, you may be asking, why did they not put Christian Bale, Gore the God Butcher, in this trailer? I would say, I don't think this teaser needs it.
Yeah, it's a teaser. They would have waited. They should have waited for that. Maybe show it in the trailer, but not in the teaser.
I mean, maybe the exact look of Christian Bale, any effects work they're doing on his appearance, that might be why the marketing for this movie has been delayed. But note that it's still coming out July 2022. It is not being delayed in its release window, which I think is a good sign. Now, as I am falling more and more in love with Moon Knight, super exciting news. I just got a delivery of the new Moonberry Hydration Collector's Box from G Fuel, inspired by Marvel Studios series Moon.
Cool. I'm going to just skip it because it's probably just, advertising. So I'll just go to here. If you guys want to go to that advertising, just go to his channel at Rockstars.
Here's Rockstars. Now, the trailer ends with Jane Foster wielding a reassembled.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I hate ads. Damn it. I hate them. I hate them so much. especially when I'm doing reactions.
Pulled Mjolnir from the shattered pieces that it was left as
Yeah.
by Hela's destruction on the cliffside of Norway. So somehow it has been pieced back together.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, the description of this movie on YouTube says Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, who, to Thor's surprise, inexplicably wields his magic hammer Mjolnir as the mighty Thor. Now, Taika Waititi.
And it also says, together they embark upon a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance and stop him before it's too late. Okay, so is Jane... So it says, Chris Hemsworth on a journey unlike anything he's ever faced, a quest for his inner peace, but his retirement is interrupted by a galactic killer known as Gore the God Butcher, who seeks the extinction of gods. Okay, they kept that the same. To combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of King Valkyrie, Korg, and his ex-girlfriend, Jane Foster, who, to Thor's surprise, inexplicably wields his magical hammer, Mjolnir. Okay, so did she get the hammer to help? Like, did like, I'm curious how she gets it. I'm wondering if she gets it somehow, and then she's been she's been investigating the murders because she heard about the murders somehow, and she's been investigating it, and then she comes to Thor because she needs Thor's help. Maybe, I don't know. That would be an interesting way of doing it, but okay.
A couple years ago said that he's going to be adapting this from the Mighty Thor comic run in which Jane Foster becomes Lady Thor. It's an amazing comic run by Jason Aaron where Jane Foster gets a cancer diagnosis, and while going through chemotherapy, she ends up wielding Mjolnir. And this is after, actually, the God Butcher storyline where Thor drops Mjolnir. He gives it up because Nick Fury whispers something to his ear, something that we later find out were the words Gore was right, which
Gore
got
was
under
right.
Thor's skin that he made him doubt his own worthiness, his own deity status.
That was a
Then
great
the hammer
story.
ended up, in a way, calling to Jane Foster. And every time Jane Foster would pick it up, it would power her up. And it's been confirmed by Natalie Portman that they are adapting this cancer subplot into the character.
Oh, really?
The reason I focus so much on
okay.
inexplicably.
Okay, cool. So even Natalie Portman herself confirmed that they're doing the cancer thing. Okay. That's going to be an interesting... I think that's... I'm glad that they did that because it would be an interesting way to tell her story. Because I'm not going to lie, and I know most of you probably think the same, Jane Foster in the first two movies was... I just felt like she was one of the weakest love interests in the MCU, in my opinion. Like, I love Peggy Carter. I love Pepper. I loved Betty for at least the one movie we had of her. And I like Hawkeye's wife, especially after his show. Black Widow didn't really have a relationship because I don't count the one with Hulk. But I feel like she really didn't necessarily need it if they weren't going to give her one. But that's fine. But I like all the other love interests that we've gotten for characters. But I will say Jane Foster was the weakest out of all of them. Like, I don't know. I just felt like the first two Thor movies, she was just the weakest out of all of them. Like, she was only in love with Thor mainly because of how powerful he was, and mainly because, I think because they had a connection about her science and her studying of the other realms and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's a way of doing it, but like, yeah, like she was the weakest of all the love interests. So when she was replaced in Ragnarok, or not even necessarily replaced because Thor didn't hook up with anyone in that movie, but when she was not placed in the movie, I was like, okay, like I didn't care because like she was just the weakest love interest and character out of all of these. But I think making her Thor, which it sucks to say that because she wasn't that interesting to me before, but I think making her Thor and adapting the cancer storyline will make her more of an interesting character. Which is why I was highly invested when that story came out, because I actually liked the book. I know a lot of people didn't like it because they wanted Thor to be Thor again, and that was really the main reason. I think most people hated that book because they wanted Thor to be Thor again, which is understandable. But I actually read the book, and I actually liked it. Like, I was surprised. Like, I didn't think I was going to like it because I never cared for Jane Foster before. And then when she became Thor, I was really, like, standoffish about it. But when I actually read it, I was thoroughly impressed. It was really good. Like, I was surprised how good it was. So I'm curious, since they did say they're confirming the chemotherapy thing, I wonder how they're gonna play it out. So I assume she has cancer somehow. The hammer, I guess, calls to her when she's in a moment of weakness. I guess because they sense her worthiness when she's on the brink of cancer therapy. She gets the hammer. The hammer probably, if it does do this, tells her that these things, that Gore is killing people. And then she goes to search for Thor to have him help her find Gore, maybe? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
is it implies that there was some kind of a mysterious magic that involved the reassembly of Mjolnir, a magic that Thor, despite all of his encounters with various kinds of magic, does not understand at all. So what was that magic? A theory that I have loved is that it could have been some kind of remnant of the Reality Stone's effects on Jane Foster from when she had the ether pulsing through her veins. Obviously, the Reality Stone has been atomized in its present form in the MCU, but we know that all these stones have some kind of cosmic radiation effect on the world, and I think that effect may have been the cause for cancer, but may have also
that would have been
the cause of her
interesting,
link with Mjolnir now. I think this movie's going to introduce us to a lot of other gods across the Marvel Universe. There's a shot of what looks like the Olympiad, right? Like that's almost
Olympiad looks like it was heaven.
Up the bolts. So these theories that Russell Crowe as Zeus. In the
Oh
movie,
yeah, they did say
look
Russell
to be
Crowe
true.
was Zeus.
Ooh,
I
am gonna
forgot
read
about
the
that.
background, all those
I
colorful
forgot
things.
about that. They said that
Yeah, I
Russell
think
Crowe was
it's
going to be in this
an early
movie.
target for Gore. I think a lot of these people are not going to make it out of the movie alive. Obviously, they don't want to show us that yet in the trailer. But honestly, I was waiting for like the music to cut out, and then one by one.
You can win a sprinter
I
bag with a
completely
$50,000
forgot about that. I
eco-friendly
forgot that they
conversion
said-
by Van Smith.
I hate commercial ads. But yeah, I forgot that they said that Russell Crowe was going to be a god of some kind in this
But
movie.
obviously, that probably would have spoiled too much for the trailer. I get it. Another reason why I think this trailer and marketing may have been pushed a bit is to give titles like Moon Knight an opportunity to introduce the concept of other gods existing in this
it
universe.
makes sense.
Because I really do think the Ennead of Moon Knight have already been targeted or will be targeted in the future by Gore. But another reason I think why the marketing might have been delayed, a reason why this trailer is a bit shorter than you would expect, is that there are still some major plot implications that Marvel Studios doesn't want us to know yet until we're on the other side of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. In fact, that inexplicably word in the description may refer to some multiverse mechanics, the way Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, is going to repave the Marvel Universe so that certain types of folks are respawned in this universe from being erased from it in the past. I'm talking mutants, baby. We obviously don't see any mutants in this trailer. We might not see any mutants in the movie, but just the implications of the world being rewritten might be very important to the story, and it could be very important to where Gore comes from. Because Gore, with this axe to grind, only suddenly, there's a couple different ways you could look at it. Like maybe his world was so screwed up by Thanos' snap, and specifically the Avengers unsnapping it, returning everyone from the blip. The chaos that ensued on Gore's planet could have pissed him off. There was mention of what the Eternals have done planet after planet, destroying entire planets. Maybe Gore was from one of those worlds. Like Thena mentioned Century 6. I always like the idea that that could have been Gore's home world, or really it could have just been something from the multiverse. Gore could have come from a universe where his family was slaughtered. And now he's in this one, but with that same vengeance in his heart. Okay, there's a lot of fun stuff happening in this trailer. I gotta break it down frame by frame. So that video is gonna come out to the channel tomorrow. In the meantime, be sure to go to our merch store, New Rocks.
Yeah, check out the merch store if you guys want to. But I will definitely do another video of reacting to the breakdown tomorrow, because I only have one class. But yeah, man, I love that breakdown. So I'm glad I watched it too, because it definitely reminded me about Gore. So now I know. Now I remember Gore's story, just a quick rundown of it. I also remember Jane, her story of her being Thor. I also remember in the comic why Thor dropped the hammer, how he lost it again, or lost it at that point. But yeah, I'm glad I watched that, because I completely forgot. Because it's been a while since I read that story. I'm gonna rewatch that story now. I'm gonna reread it, rewatch it, whatever. And check it out again. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to New Rockstars. Shout out to them. They're doing magnificent work over there at their channel. I will definitely come back tomorrow and watch their breakdown of this. But I hope you guys enjoyed regardless. I enjoyed making it. I also enjoyed watching someone else react to the trailer on my channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. That's new for me. So if you guys do love this video, please give it all the support and love that I would like to receive from you guys. Hit the subscribe button. I'm so disoriented. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this video, what you guys thought of his breakdown of the characters, and what you guys thought of the trailer itself. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on the trailer. Drop a like on the video for your boy. Hit the subscribe button to be part of the community, and hit bell notifications so you guys know when I shall post next. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.